look like it. Yeah.
God does not want our partial disobedience, our partial obedience. He wants full obedience. He ain't interested in the leftovers and the pieces from your week.
Yeah.
He ain't interested in you coming in here on Sunday offering him leftovers. That's like the president of the United States coming to your house and you taking out last week's steak on last week's cold plate and offering it to him.
Yeah.
That's what we do to God. We get here on Sundays, and I intentionally, it was hard for me not to really worship and praise this morning, but I didn't intentionally because I wanted to observe the sacrifice that was going on. Just to see, not to judge how anybody was praising, but just to see what we're really offering. And oftentimes, if you just look out, there's a lot of leftover praise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of leftover worship. There's a lot of, this is just what I want to do. This is just as much as I want to give. There's no reason that every time we enter into this house, we ought to walk in with praise and worship already flowing out of us. It shouldn't take the praise team. It shouldn't take the musicians. It shouldn't take, I'm waiting to see Bishop. I'm waiting to see my favorite person, and I don't want to see. No, because when we walk in, he's the same good God that he is after we get a word, after we hear a song that we like. He's the same God.
Yeah.
And in 1 Chronicles chapter 13, look at somebody and tell him he wants it all.
He wants
it all. He don't want the pieces. He don't want the parts. He don't want what you got that you just don't, you don't want it, so you give it to God. He wants it all.
Yes.
And in 1 Chronicles 13, and I'm almost done.
Go ahead.
But I hope this is helping somebody because it helped me first. But we see in 1 Chronicles 13, David was moving the Ark of the Covenant, which represented the presence of God. And God had given us specific instructions on that nobody was supposed to touch it. For no reason. By no means. And so we have Uzzah, who the Bible don't say he was a bad person. It don't say he did no evil. It didn't say any sin that he had done. But it said that when the oxen stumbled against God's instructions, he reached out to catch it. Now, I'm sure he thought that was good. I know he probably thought that he was helping.
Yep.
He probably thought, I surely don't want the presence of God to fall. So I'll reach out and I'll catch him. But it was against God's instructions. It was against the exact order of how God said to handle his presence. And so we see even once again that in his disobedience it said Uzzah died right there in the presence of the Lord. Once again, disobedience leading to death. God knew that there had to be severe consequences for disobedience. Because just like with children, naturally, if you let them get away one time, they're going to try it again. You let them get away again, they're going to try something else. And God understood that even with us, his children, there had to be a severe consequence for disobedience. And so we can't see it as, oh, that's harsh, oh, that's mean, oh, why would God do that? He was trying to get obedience to be the standard. And that's what he expects from us even today. So then when we know and understand that everything we're offering up to God, even our worship and even our praise, has to line up with his word.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people in ministry